Some houses aren't built for shelter. Some houses aren't built for families. Some are built for the dead. Tucked away in the quiet hills of Northern California lies a house with endless hallways, staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open into solid walls, and secret rooms hidden beneath false walls and trapdoors. A house so strange, so unnerving, that it inspired movies, television shows, books, even one of my own stories, Home, from my upcoming book, The Hollow Season. They say the house was never meant to be finished, and maybe it never could. Welcome to the Winchester Mystery House. Welcome back, campers. This is the Friday Night Campfire Stories. My name is Rob, and this is my series, Echoes of the Past, where we explore dark history and haunted legends that still echo through time. If you enjoy unsettling true stories like this one, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're creeping closer to our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of August, but I'll need your help to get there. Also, I'm beyond excited to let you know that my latest book, The Hollow Season, drops August 1st. It's packed with original horror stories, including Home, which draws some eerie inspiration from the house that we're about to explore today. You can pre-order it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble right now, and the links are in the description. And be sure to stick around to the end of the video to find out how you can win a signed copy of my book. Now, grab your flashlights, and maybe leave the door open behind you, because we're about to step inside a house like no other. Sarah Lockwood Pardee Winchester, born 1839, seemed destined for a privileged life. She was intelligent, fluent in multiple languages, a talented musician, and married into one of the most powerful families in American history, the Winchesters. The same Winchesters responsible for the so-called gun that won the West, the Winchester repeating rifle. The success of the rifle built an empire, and an empire soaked in money and blood. But no amount of wealth could shield Sarah from tragedy. In 1866, she and her husband, William Winchester, welcomed their only child, a baby girl named Annie. But just 6 weeks later, Annie died from marasmus, a wasting disease that left the young mother shattered. Sarah never truly recovered, and fate wasn't finished. In 1881, her husband William passed away from tuberculosis. By the age of 42, Sarah Winchester had lost her husband, her child, and her sense of peace, all while inheriting roughly $20 million and a controlling stake in the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. It's said that in her grief, Sarah turned to the supernatural. Stories tell of a Boston medium who delivered a chilling message that her family was cursed by the countless souls killed by Winchester rifles. And worse, it was coming for her. The only way to escape the spirit's wrath, she had to keep building a house, endlessly, without pause. In 1886, Sarah moved west, settling in the quiet town of San Jose, California. There she purchased a modest 8-room farmhouse. That little house wouldn't stay modest for long. What began as a simple structure evolved into one of the most strangest architectural feats in American history. Stairways that led to the ceilings, doors that opened in thin air, rooms stacked upon rooms, endless halls, trapdoors, hidden passages, all designed, so they say, to confuse and trap the restless dead. Construction never stopped. Day and night for nearly 4 decades, carpenters, masons, and workers transformed the house into an ever-growing maze. No master plan, no architectural logic, just build. Because as long as the house grew, Sarah believed the spirits couldn't find her. But the question remains, was Sarah Winchester running from guilt or building a prison for the dead? The house that built grief stands today as a sprawling architectural enigma. A mansion with no rhyme, no reason, no end. 160 rooms, 47 fireplaces, 17 chimneys, 2,000 doors, and more mysteries than the wall can contain. From outside, the Winchester Mystery House looks grand, almost regal, like a Victorian estate frozen in time. But step through its front doors, and the reality begins to unravel. The hallways twist and turn in ways that defy logic. Staircases rise toward the ceilings. Doorways open into dangerous drops. Windows peer into other rooms instead of outside. It's not just confusing, it's unnerving. Every corner of this house feels wrong. The angles don't add up, the walls don't shift, even the light feels hesitant to linger. Symbolism haunts this house as much as any ghost. Spiderweb motifs and the number 13 repeating again and again. Secret passages built into the walls, all designed, some say, to trap restless spirits, or confuse them just long enough for Sarah to sleep through the night. Then there's the seance room, hidden deep within the house. One way in, 3 ways out. A place where Sarah is said to consulted the other side, night after night, desperate for answers and desperate for peace. But peace never came. Only more doors, more walls, more rooms, and perhaps more spirits. The house wasn't just a home, it was her obsession, her sanctuary, her cage. But is it only Sarah's spirit that lingers, or did her endless construction trap something else within the walls? It's been over a century since Sarah Winchester's hammers fell silent, but some say the echoes of her grief and something darker still roams these halls. The Winchester Mystery House has become more than an architectural oddity. It's a magnet for the unexplained, a place where shadows walk, whispers fill the air, and some guests never leave. Since the first nail was driven in 1886, stories of strange occurrences have followed this home. Workers reported disembodied voices whispering their names, tools vanishing, only to reappear in locked rooms, cold spots and phantom footsteps stalking the upper floors. After Sarah's death in 1922, the house was left eerily untouched, like a mansion frozen in mid-construction. But it wasn't long before the reports of paranormal activity began surfacing, and they never stopped. Many believe Sarah herself never truly left. Visitors have reported seeing her ghostly figure, dressed in black mourning clothes, drifting through the halls or peering from the upstairs window. But she isn't alone. One of the most famous spirits is known simply as Wheelbarrow Ghost, the apparition of a former caretaker or laborer seen silently pushing a wheelbarrow through the basement and the service corridor. Others have heard phantom footsteps pacing the halls, doors slamming shut on their own, whispers that seem to echo from nowhere. Some visitors describe icy chills that follow them from room to room. Shadowy figures lurking in peripheral vision, objects moving when no one is near. Over the decades, paranormal investigators have flooded the house, chasing whispers and shadows. EVPs, cold spots, and unexplained apparitions have all been documented, though skeptics argue that it's nothing more than creaking wood and an overactive imagination, fueled by grief and legend. But even skeptics struggle to explain the feeling. Step inside these walls and the air grows heavy. The walls seem to breathe. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, it's hard to deny. The house feels alive. The Winchester Mystery House stands as a monument, not just of architectural madness, but to loss, to fear, to the unbearable weight of regret. For nearly 4 decades, Sarah Winchester tried to outrun the ghost of her past by building walls, by crafting endless halls, by hiding in the very house that became her prison. But no amount of doors, no amount of rooms can keep the past out. It's easy to look at Sarah's house and see only the spectacle, the bizarre staircases, the hidden passages, the unfinished rooms. But peel back the layers and you'll find something far more familiar. To the human desire to control the uncontrollable, to turn a house into a shield against things we cannot escape, our grief or guilt, or things that go bump in the night. That's the same fear, the same unraveling that inspired my story Home from the Hollow season. In the story, Sam, much like Sarah, buys a house full of dreams, a place he hopes to rebuild, to reclaim, to make his own. But like the Winchester Mystery House, Sam's house has a past, and some homes refuse to forget. Because sometimes the walls whisper, sometimes the floors creak when no one is there, and sometimes it isn't faulty plumbing or bad wiring that keeps you up at night. It's the ghost you didn't invite in, and the ones who never left. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode looking into the Winchester Mystery House, don't forget I release 3 full-length videos every single week here on my channel. On Mondays, we explore haunted places and dark history with Echoes of the Past. On Wednesdays, we dive into true crime with my series Far From Fiction. And Fridays, I share original horror stories right here on the Friday Night Campfire Stories. Also, as I stated earlier, I'm excited to announce that my new book, The Hollow Season, is coming out on August 1st on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I'm also excited to announce that I'll be giving away 3 signed copies of my book right here on my channel. It's super easy. You just have to make sure you're subscribed and like and comment on any or all of my full-length videos posted between June 30th and July 25th. Every like and comment counts as an entry, so the more videos you engage with, the better chances you have of winning a signed copy. On July 26th, I'll randomly pick 3 winners, one from each series that I release, and each will receive a signed copy of The Hollow Season. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We are creeping closer to 1,000 subscribers, and your support makes it possible. Because as we've seen today, some houses are more than brick and wood. Some walls remember, and some doors never stay closed. And sometimes when you think that you're finally home, something is already waiting for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the shadows. As always, thank you for spending a little bit of your evening here with me.